Welcome back, everyone. We are excited to begin the section, OUTA Insights, Upgrading My EMI Teaching with OUTA. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Yazhu Fan, Associate Executive Officer in Research Center for EMI at NTNU, as today's moderator. Let's give her a big applause.
And then they are presenting here, right?
They will present in front of you. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's such a pleasure to have you all today, and I am so excited to listen to you. Oh, they are recording this, so I should use this. All right. Yes, it's so exciting to hear from you, right? Because you're about to share the insight that you learned from UT Austin. And I think that Michael is also very excited too to see that what you brought from OUTA and then coming back to home, right? And you're preparing for your classroom observation. It's been a short way, not too long, right? But I believe that you've been a lot. So I will be very excited to have you with today's session. In the session, we will be having 13 presenters, and each of you will be having 5 minutes to share about your insight of what you learned through this journey. Should I announce the sequence? Do you all know your sequence already? You have, okay. Starting at I'll announce the sequence based on the order. We will firstly invite Dr. Liang Yingyi, not yet. And then Dr. He Peishan, Dr. Wu Youneng, Dr. Lin Shumei, Dr. Qiu Zhengyu, Dr. Qiu Mingxin, Dr. Zhang Cishan, Dr. Chen Yichen, Dr. Liu Jialing, and then Dr. Cai Shifeng, and then Dr. Cai Xiujuan, Zai Juanxiu, sorry, and Dr. Li Shiren, Dr. Xie Peijun. All right, so without further ado, let's firstly welcome Dr. Liang Yingyi for his wonderful presentation.
Okay, should I start now? Yeah. Oh, no problem. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. Yeah. So since I have a class on the evening, no, on the afternoon, so I have to become the first one. Yeah. So, okay. Before the training, I thought that using English is a very challenging task in the classroom. Especially to managing the classroom. So I can remember on the very first class on the Austin, there's Eric, they wrote the 3 questions on the blackboard. Yeah, I want to focus on the 3rd question. What are you hoping to learn in the UT? So I actually, to be honest, I have no idea what I have to learn. Yeah, but after the training, when I come back and apply some technique, actually I have some idea. So I have to do some reflection and share it with you. Okay, so what really changing my mind is a slightly change of the classroom measurement using some technique. It can make some very significant improvement. That's my conclusion, actually. So I actually apply a lot of think pair share in this semester, and there's some benefits. First, you can allow you to relax a little bit because they do their thing, but it is meaningful because they are learning. We allow them to have some time to think. That's the point, okay? Oh, and secondly, I can remember in the class is Eric also mentioned that the fluency is important than the accuracy, especially on the beginning of the learning process. So in the semester on this semester, I encourage the student to speak more. Even they are speak very lousy, very broken grammar, I don't care. As long as they speak, I can remove them some chips, okay? The chips still on my classroom, okay? Okay, so what I really want to point out is we need to keep the student engaging. I can really feel the change of the student. Even from a very small change, I can feel that. Because in the past, they're reluctant to engage in the class, they're reluctant to speak. On this nowadays, maybe they improve a little bit, but you can feel on that, okay? Okay, so I really want to encouraging the teacher to come to Austin or the offsite training, because on the offsite training, you can experience something you can't get it in the online training, like the gesture in the classroom, or like the eye contact, like how you can observe how the lecturer, like Dr. Smith, playing the game, the paper game. You can't experience this kind of benefit in the online training. So I think going offsite is very important. It got some unique benefits. Okay, so my conclusion is EMI doesn't have to be very complicated. I doesn't mean that if you want to become the perfection 100%, of course you have to put a lot of efforts. That's for sure. But when you're talking about to make a significant improvement, maybe score 30 to 60, not 100%. Okay, a little slightly change, it can improve significantly. That's my point. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. He. Drive you to go better, and that is just exciting. And we are so happy to hear that from you. Next, we're welcoming Dr. He.
Hi.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to share my reflection on EMI teaching. I think it's from lecture-based to interactive teaching. Before I have a UT program about EMI, I have several years in teaching English. So what I think EMI is just teaching English, not related to my teaching style. So before I joined the program, I teach EMI course just in English. So I talk and students listen. That's what I know EMI. Just change my Chinese to English. But after I joined the EMI program in UT, it really opened my eyes. EMI is not just about changing the language. Yeah, it also to change how I teach and the students, how students learn. So now I learned from UT EMI program about how I instruct students have a deeper learning. So after we come back, I do some little change in my class, even in Chinese classroom. I incorporate AI assistant. In our school, we have a Ruvio. So now I incorporate Ruvio in my classroom interaction. And the second, I will create more chance to make our students talk and express themselves in classroom by maybe small discussion or maybe give some text to group discussion or communicator together. And third, I move my teaching from just listening and reading and more emphasize students to express their opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. So my reflection is the experience really reshaped my perspective on EMI teaching. So in highlight how we make students interactive, the course, and more student-centered, and create a deeper thinking, deeper learning for students when they are learning. So for my, so I think it is a very good EMI journey experience. I feel after 20 years teaching, and I got a new idea to continue my teaching experience. Thank you for your all attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. He, for sharing your insight. While we are preparing, let me just wrap up a little bit. So, Dr. He is courageous enough and then already tried to use strategies to transform her classroom from the passive approach, like reading and listening, to the active approach that students are talking, they're discussing. So they actually are demonstrate the process of their understanding gradually, and that is just exciting. Thank you so much, Dr. He, for showing us how you being rejuvenating, right? To come back to a revival again with this program. Thank you so much. Now let's welcome Dr. Wu.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning, everyone. Well, you know me, I'm William, and William Wu, no, not William who is who? Well, I'm from the Department of History at NTNU. Now, today I will share my reflection on my overseas experience learning EMI at UT Austin, and as locals proudly called it, the land of rice brisket, barbecue, and big ideas, right?
Big ideas.
So don't worry, I didn't become a barbecue expert, so I went there for education, not for ribs. So, no, all right. Now, the main theme of my presentation is how this training deepened my understanding of EMI and inspired new ideas about student-centered and cultural learning. Now, so I will walk you through 5 parts: the student-centered teaching and innovative and interactive teaching method, cultural awareness, and personal reflection, and come to my conclusion. Can I use this one?
Sure, sure. But again with that one, so that we can record it both.
All right.
Yes. Because that camera.
Now, I got to be very careful what I said.
You'll be great.
I have a contract to renewal coming soon. Well, first thing, that's EMI, student-centered learning. So speaking of student-centered learning, I focus on 3 points. The first is use English medium instruction, and then second, to create an English immersion environment and to encourage student active participation. So I think all of you go for all this. I don't think I need to repeat all these things again. But let's move to innovative and interactive teaching method. Now, we have a lot of things that we have learned and a lot of ideas that we learned from different professors. And the one thing that I picked up from UT Austin and I'm applying now at NTNU is the think, pair, share technique. Now, first students need to think individually, and then after that, they find a partner to have a discussion, and then afterward, they have a group sharing. And this is very important. It sounds simple, but it works wonders. Now, students become more confident, ideas get refined through the dialogue, and everyone has a chance to speak. And in short, now even shy students start to talk, and that's already a victory, at least for me. Second, conversation games and talk activities I learned from Eric and others, and Emily, right? And so we have a kind of interactive language practice which encourage people to speak. And we also have all kind of scaffolding to boost students' confidence in using English to express themselves. And the conversation games also have a chance, have this kind of result in enhancing their fluency. For example, instead of asking them to express in a full sentence, I use the fill in the blank and ask them to say the sentence loudly, and at least they can express something. Of course, before that, we need to have a useful vocabulary list to support them. And we also need to have a kind of innovative thing such as AI.
Yes.
And I think there's lots of things that we can use in applying AI to enhance our teaching. But I wanted to skip to another part about cultural learning, which I think is very important. Remember, we all went to San Antonio, and I think this participation and visiting is asked him to learn not just the experience, but also to interact with the locals to learn the language and express themselves is important. And I apply that in doing a site visit in Taipei and visiting local temple. And also, is the thing that is my personal reflection. Most important thing is that after teaching so many years, I have a great chance of re-experience the student lives again. This experience, among the others, enhanced my sense of empathy. I now understand better why students go through, what could they go through, and that understanding has already influenced my own teaching style. So we want to ask for less home assignment, and we want to skip some class, right? That is something very important for me, right? And well, this is have a empathetic understanding. And as I like to say, once you have sat in a student chair again, you will never look at your own classroom the same way. And okay, now no rush conclusion now, right? Now, I don't want to read all these things, but I just want to highlight that to conclude, the overseas training was more than just professional development. It was a journey of growth, rediscovery, and inspiration. It helped me to see teaching not just as transferring knowledge through lectures, but as a process of building connection between teacher and students, language and culture, technology and humanities. To sum up, my training at UT Austin wasn't only about techniques, it was about attitude. To keep training, to stay humble, and always look at teaching through the student eyes. EMI, the first letters for me is to see eyes to eyes with students. You need to have interaction. You need to see, to feel from the angle, to put yourself into their shoes. Now, and education is a shared journey, and sometimes the best teachers are also lifelong learners who not only welcome challenge and change, but also prepare to bring about change. And remember, what starts here, change the world, right? That's UT Austin motto, and maybe a good reminder to all of us too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wu. I'm so touched. While we are expecting Dr. Lin to present, let me briefly summarize what Dr. Wu enlightened us. I'm not sure if I get this wrong, but I believe that Dr. Wu is the seniorest participants that we have in this cohort, right? But yet, he is reminding us to be humble and yet to be courageous enough to face the risk and take them as something that we can do to fulfill ourselves and then to become more confident and to become more empathized and to become, well,
To change the world.
yes. The educator put that educator's mindset in mind, right? So that is because that he was there with you together to discover, to share, and to grow. I think that this is just a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to have those great moments, right? And it is so great to celebrate it here. So great, so great. Thank you so much, Dr. Wu. Dr. Ling, let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you everyone for having me here. I would also like to share my experience and feedback from the programs that we all experienced this summer. Just like what Dr. Smith talked about earlier, you talked about EMI, and we actually experienced this paradigm shift from teacher-centered learning to student-centered learning. And my feedback is that I feel what I learned in UT Austin does not only apply to EMI, but also apply to CMI.
Yes.
I'm a new teacher. I just started my assistant professorship this February. Although I had some teaching experience otherwise, I started to wonder what the role of a professor in the university should play. At the very beginning, I thought like I should be like all other professors, just like doing this lecture-based teaching. But then I realized that I really appreciate the interaction with students. And then it was in UT Austin that I learned different activities and theories on how to engage students. So what I learned from there, I think one thing is the student-centered learning. We try to, now my paradigm shift is that I try to prompt the student to be more engaged learner. Themselves. And there are different ways to do that, and I really appreciate what we did in UT Austin, just like all other professors has mentioned. We experienced as students ourselves how those activities function as a recipient end. We know how it works in us when we are learning. And that is a very important point. So when I have this role change to a teacher, I know that students might expect what and what in this activity, and they might how they learn through those activities. So I can choose when to use what. Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is that we learn Bloom's taxonomy. So we learn that we should engage students not only with like basic technique like repetition or synthesize the materials, but we should also engage them to think critically, analytically, and even have their own arguments. So I try to integrate those elements into my assignments, even though in this semester I just teach CMI courses. And I think it will benefit my EMI too after like this semester's trying. And then I think one valuable thing is that this environment engaged us to think about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we know the background difference of the students can also change the way we teach. And it applies to my CMI course because my course, they are like different students from overseas. Like I have about like one-fifth students from Japan, and they might not speak English well, and their Chinese is not that well. So it's just like teaching in English. Like we have students from different levels of linguistic capabilities. So From all those experience, I would like to share that after this program, I not only learn how to become a student again, but I know how to shift the paradigm to become a more engaged teacher. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lin. As we are expecting Dr. Cho's presentation, let me briefly sum up. The thing mentioned is how this training become transferable to all the instruction that she could manage, whether it's EMI or CMI. And it is because using the language, we get to be inclusive and inclusive enough so that we can welcome more students to come, whether they're English level. So, so she actually gave us a very insightful understanding, saying that if you regard EMI as an instrument and use that and leverage that, it can actually do greater good. That is not a medium to restrict you, but to give you opportunity. Same as the opportunity we have to communicate with Dr. Smith here. If we're not speaking English, he's in big trouble. So, yeah, thanks to all of you who had this open-minded mindset to understand that how we are using the language is not just about that whether the language is being dominant or what. It's just because that we have that initiatives that we want to know each other. We want to communicate. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you. Now let's welcome Dr. Cho.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to present my reflection on 2025 UT Austin EMI course. So I have a chance to take this photo. Have you seen this?
Where are
No?
you? Where is that?
All right. That is maybe end of our training course, maybe 2 days or 3 days before. So that is a new student tutorial on that day. So they set up the balloon of the just in front of the J2. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. PCL. So yeah. I know. It's a bull.
It's a cow.
No.
Yeah, it's a cow.
Yeah. It's very. You can see that the people is this high, and this balloon is really maybe 2 stories or 3 stories tall. It's very interesting. So I took the photo. Yeah. Okay, I will share the photo to you guys. That is not the point. This is not no. Okay. All right. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. I prepared my draft for me because I don't want to lose any detail I want to say. So please allow me to prepare this big cheat sheet. All right. So first of all, I would like to express my sincerest attitude to NTNU and the UT Austin to offer this opportunity to us. So that is, we can participate in the EMI teacher training course, and the experience has been truly rich. It not only burdened my teaching experiment, but also inspired me to reflect my own teaching philosophy and the classroom practice right now. And do you remember this photo? Yeah, you see everyone looks like a little bit nervous. So I took this picture. So when I prepared this presentation, I choose this photo to demonstrate. The most exciting moment and to get the photo is because we are getting the UT Austin student ID card. So at the moment, I feel a little bit nervous, but also a little bit exciting. So it reminds me I was a student again in that moment. So it reminds me how to feel to start a new things and to keep the curious heart of students All right, this is the photo I took there. And from the EMI training program experience, I have learned three important lessons by my opinion. The first one is the embrace a student-centered teaching philosophy. I learned that teaching should focus on student needs and interests. And instead of only lecturing, teachers should pay more attention to guide and support and let students learn by doing and thinking. And the second lesson I learned is develop diverse and flexible teaching strategies. And I realized that for every student, learn is different. So we should prepare a variety of teaching method, like group work, discussion, games, or problem solving to make the class more interesting and interactive. And the third one is foster interactive and two-way communication in teaching. The good teaching is not only one way. It is about communication between teachers and students. When students can ask questions and share their opinions to their peers and the others, so they can learn more deeply and feel more confident when they're learning. So during this EMI training program, I met many professors here and from different university and academic background. And we became more good friends and share our teaching stories and experiments when we are doing the class discussion. So from you guys, I learned a lot of classroom management. Also from the professor, we talked about how to manage the classroom in the class. So student and also the student motivation and creative teaching ideas. In the end, the UT Austin EMI program was not just a teacher training course. It was a journey that made me rethink that what teaching really means. It didn't learn how to teach in English. I learned how to connect with students and create an open classroom and made learning meaningful. And once again, thank you, TNU and the UT Austin, give this opportunity to share to learn how to teaching really is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Cho. And we're also welcoming another Dr. Cho, Phoebe Cho. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and leave us with the first time that we are in the campus, sweating, walking, right? That cultural shock that we have. And then getting the student ID to get a new identification. It's a new understanding of who you can be. And also reminds you, connects you to the past, who you were, who you are, but who you can be, right? I think that sharing is just insightful and also reminds us that we are actually learning by doing. If we don't have that experience to come back to be students again, how can we learn those pedagogy and apply that into the classroom? So yes, the whole thing is a win-win because that we are being trained and then we grow and then students will be successful as well. Thank you so much. Now let's welcome another Dr. Cho. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Phoebe Chu, and I'm from the Graduate Institute of Library and Information Studies at NTNU. Yes. And I'm going to share my experience today. Yes. I think my growth through the EMI training, before the training, my understanding of EMI is pretty much at the surface level. I think I would just use English in the class. I focus on the materials, like I assign English readings for my students, and language was seen as a barrier to overcome for me and for the students. But after the training, I think I get more deeper understanding of how like instructions and pedagogy can help. Like EMI requires scaffolding, which I learned a lot during this training. And linguistic and cultural sensitivity are very essential. Like we learn about the DEI principles. And the content first, language second, or the fluency first, accuracy second is one thing that I know and that I really keep in mind during this training. And for me, because I do a lot of information science thing, so for me, I think language efficiency is important, but like a lot of students are very, they do programming. So language efficiency in my field could also include AI literacy and programming literacy, because like lots of programming is a type of language. I do enjoy all the courses that I took at UT Austin, but what helped me most is Eric's writing class, because the writing is always the most challenging for me. I struggle a lot in my writing, but after his class, I think I know how to advance my writing to another level, especially like the Germanic and the French verb, which I'd never known before. But now I know how to use that, and also know how to guide that in ChatGPT to help me advance my writing. So that's something very helpful for me. For beyond this summer, in the future, I think I will try to blend more AI into my teaching and learning to help the content and the conversation and communication more accessible and to engage students in all levels. Inclusion is one part, I think that's key. But the challenge would be to encourage students or to teach students to be more of an ethical user of AI. So to conclude, I enjoy everyone. I enjoy the dorm. I enjoy the J2 dining and all the people I met at UT Austin. It's an unforgettable memory, insightful courses. The learning impact is very lasting. And I want to give you a little, my next step is it's something that I've been doing for more than 5 years. I'm the instructor of the Practical English for Library Information Science. It's for 高普考每年考上图资直系的 for the civil service examinations. I will continue to do that. It's kind of like the ESAP of EMI. And I will be presenting a conference paper based on my experience of the OUTA training and my EMI experiences on my consumer health informatics class at the Digital Archive and Digital Humanity conferences. And the title is Generative AI in the EMI Classroom, Fostering Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in the Library Information Science Research. So I would like to say, for the training, we are becoming like a seed, but hopefully one day we will grow into a big tree. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful analogy. We're small seeds for now, but we are growing. And years to come, we can become big tree and we can shade others, right? So thank you so much, Professor Zhang. Let me briefly wrap up. So the long and lasting impact is it will also be a transferable and also evolving impacts that we may have within our classroom because we are trying to do a lot of experiments in the classroom. So the best thing, so the best thing is that we talked about what we tried and what worked, what's not. And when you firstly learn something, and then you do something, and then you teach other. In education, we call that as cascading. You teach other. It's like small rivers that join together, and all together, our impact could be like a huge train, probably into like a big sea, right? Things like that. So yes, that That is what we are going to do. That's what we are doing and what we are going to do. And we're inviting you to stay with us, right? So we got the first cohort, the second cohort, but we will be having more, as Mei Liu mentioned this morning, Dr. Liu mentioned this morning. Yes, and I'm very excited and very grateful that you can be and stay with us. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Professor Zhang. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. A long time no see. I'm Susan Chen from Tamkang University.
Yes.
And when I reflect on my learning journey to UT Austin, I think 3 words pop up. That is learn, eat, and live. Well, I think it should be eat, learn, and live. Because I think J2, you rock. And so does the dorm. Okay, I say this for a reason. According to what I learned from the training this summer, this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right.
And I think the arrangement from NTNU and also RC, EMI, and UT Austin follows Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Because I believe that, according to this hierarchy, I believe that once we satisfy our physiological needs, then we eventually can reach the stage of self-actualization. Okay, so I think the arrangement here, or the EMI training, is quite well-designed and also very smart. Let me explain. You know that this is the class conducted by Eric. And then we start to form a group. I don't know if you noticed. Without being aware of that, we start to learn a study group in summer during our summer vacation. We become a team and we study and learn together. And this is the book that we were using and will be using for sure. And then this is Annie's notes. Okay, right. Oh, and I believe that once we feel safe, okay, and then we satisfy our physiological needs, right? We no longer feel hungry, and we have our own safe spots. Then we start to form a group, okay, and then we are a team together, as I mentioned that. And in this stage, I think we were trained quite well. For example, we have learned a lot of different activities that I think shape it, right?
Yes.
And group discussion.
Right.
And also, we did serious individual work
Yes.
too.
Yes.
And then we played the card games to play with the sentence structures. Do you remember that? I couldn't agree with this anymore. And then we take turns. We take turns to talk about the issues that raise in class. No, this is in Emily's class, the conversation class. Okay, and then we need to do the class observation. I was so tired, I was rubbing my eyes. I couldn't believe that I have done so much in only 2 weeks. And then here comes our micro teaching. Okay, as I mentioned, I couldn't believe I could do this. And I feel like after micro teaching, I have become a more mature and qualified EMI teacher. Okay, I'm very proud of myself.
Yes.
And also the team together. Thanks for Helen's organization of the photos. I just took the screenshots. So after the micro teaching, I think we all reached to the stage of self-esteem. We are a part of group, and we have become an admired and respect part. So some of you might wonder when my speech will be over. No, it's a self-actualization. So let's look back what we have done so far. This is the first day that we got our student ID card. Did you remember that? And I couldn't believe I became a student again this summer. And then the class trip together at this age. And then the first AI class that we took together, and then the end of the 2 big classes, right? And then the dinner, like class dinner together. Yes. So I think you can look at that. Everyone were big smiles. I think that's the proof of the reaching the stage of self-actualization. So cheesy. No, I'm not done yet. I think it should be more than that. Remember the classroom observation coming up very soon. Yeah, and this is I'm not promoting I'm not saying that. I just feel like that self-actualization should be more than that and more afterwards. I think this EMI training should not only benefit ourselves, but it should benefit others who will be on the EMI education in the future, for sure. And last, thanks again so much for the NTNU, the arrangements and the EMI training, and also RCEMI, the training, and also UT Austin. Yeah. Thanks for making this happen, and such a wonderful and amazing and intensive courses. And learn a lot. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Chang. Said that eat, learn, live, right? And she used the Maslow's hierarchy to examine the whole program, and it just fit so well. And so intense, yes. But the greatest message that I learned is that we become a team, and we've become an admired part of the team. So thank you. You all have my admiration, and you all have each other's admiration along the way. It is because we become more active. We want to share what we learn. And then with the journey, we are proud. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Chang, for your wonderful sharing. Thank you. Let's welcome Dr. Chen.
Hi, it's so glad to see all of you again. I'm Yi Chen from NTNU School of Life Science. And I think the great takeaway from me is the student-centered teaching, because in the past, my teaching style tended to be only lecturing. So I only talk and the students listening. And I try to, so from this training, I learned a lot of strategies to also many practical tools like AI tools or some online games. And although I'm not teaching EMI this semester, but I apply these skills on my Chinese medium courses. So and students' feedback has been very positive. So some told me like from discussion, they realized something they have never considered before. So I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, and I also, like Shu Mei mentioned, this strategy also applicable with Chinese taught classes.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other insight is the role of ice-breaking activities. So because I realize it's crucial to create this opportunity for teachers and students to connect with each other. So this semester, I try to ask the students to write down some small fact about themselves and let me guess. So it was fun. And so they write down something like they like to go exercise, they like to drink bubble tea. So then I group them with what those interests. And so I say, if you like to drink bubble tea, you are a group. And they work with this group for their final project. So they are happy, and so it's a great way to get for me to know them, and also they get to know one another. So this how I apply the skills on my class now. Also, I believe this can build some mutual trust with the students. And this training also include classroom observation, which is especially meaningful for me because although I conducted some research abroad, but I never being a student overseas, so I never see this classroom before. So it was really eye-opening and inspiring for me. And of course, and I also went to Shaolin's class observation last week. It was great. So for me, the most valuable outcome is friendship and alliance. So we continue learn from each other and support one another, which is it's great. Yes, I also learned a lot from Shaolin last week. Oh, okay, so overall, I really appreciate this opportunity to go to UT Austin, and I especially would like to thank Dr. Smith and Dr. Sonia Fan, and also Helen and Una for your careful planning and all the supports. Okay, and so finally, I would like to say, on the journey of EMI teaching, I'm not alone, and neither are you. So we teach EMI together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chen. Thank you. As we're inviting Dr. Liu, let me wrap up Dr. Chen's presentation in a few words. I think that the first thing is that she mentioned that we build up mutual trust. It is because we are being trusted so that we can take risks. And doing new experiments in your class is risk-taking. So we are risk takers. But risk takers doesn't mean that we don't know what we are doing. We know that, and we know where we are going to. So that starts from the trust. That starts from that we are being empowered. And I think that she actually raised that as the fundamental point. And the second thing is the classroom observation that we had. So we get to experience the class as students. We also get to experience the class as an outsider, as an observer, so that we can think that what is working, what is happening in this classroom, how did the teacher do, how did a student react, and then if it's me, how am I going to fix this, right? Things like that. So you get to think in that way that actually raise up the conscious that you are about to do that too, right? And you get to reflect on that too. So that is a practice experience. So we get the multi-perspective, multiple perspectives so that we can construct a solid understanding of what EMI teaching is about. And lastly, thank you for reminding me that among the meals that we provided to Dr. Smith, bubble tea is missing. Bubble tea. So that is the next step. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. Dr. Liu, thank you.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for having me here. So I'm Charlene from National Taiwan University of Arts. So I would like to share my experience in UT Austin. So it's hard to see the blackboard. Do you mind that I stand there?
That would be
great. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot what the PowerPoint is about, sorry. So from teaching English to teaching through English, okay. So as everybody says, I think for me the most big impact is that not to think that EMI course is about teaching English, but try to use English and as a medium. Yes. And I think that now I know before I teach the class, I have to provide key vocabularies or the materials for my students so they don't feel uncomfortable in class and they know to use some keywords to discuss. And I think that is good. And also I think I will give them some phrases so they can apply these phrases to use their knowledge. And I know that scaffolding is important, so I will not just lecture, and I will separate my ideas in different types and in different parts, and each part will just for a few moments, and so let them discuss and think, pair, share, and then so group discussion, and then share in public. That's one of my strategies. Okay, so I think for me, as now I would think, okay, I will teach, And then I thank you for Sonia's encouragement. So I volunteered to be a served, so everybody can come to my class and give me feedback. And then so I can revise my methodology of teaching. So I think that will be a circle. And also we now have a community, and we can share each other how we teach, and we can observe my classmates' class. And I think it's a wonderful way. So for me, I think EMI teaching is not alone. I can do it with you. And I really appreciate that Sonia and Michael give me the opportunity. And what made me very impressive is that, so I remember the first day when I came to UT Austin, it's very hot. And I think it's very, very good that we have so many friends from so many universities. And Brian, okay, he is a local, and he invited us to his home. And you know that as American, it's not usual to invite friends to their home because we can meet outside of the class, but not at home. And he invited all of us to his home, and we have together to have the dinner. And he also gave us a trip to Mount Monel, remember that? And I think it's very special. And we just met a couple days, and he offered his ride. And also Dr. Smith, okay, he offered us to pick up from the airport, which is very warming. And all this make me very, very grateful. And I especially thank that I have the opportunity to know you, and then I know that I'm not alone in the EMI teaching, and I have a team who can support me, and that is what I'm very grateful. And thank you, Sonia, and thank you, the NTNU team. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Let's welcome Dr. Tai, and let me wrap up. So as we are here sharing our insights and our experiences, I am very happy that it's full of joy when we get to revisit all those memories. Everything's so great. And then today, as we are sharing those pieces, togetherly we are picturing a greater vision. And that is something that is shining ahead, but also shines in our heart. With the temperature of UT Austin in Texas, there's no way you get cooled down, right? So there's a saying said that education is not fulfilling a pail, but ignite a fire, right? So I believe that we're all being ignited and then united as a whole so that we can move on with this momentum together. Thank you so much. That is, I feel such an honor to walk with you and to be a part. Thank you so much. Now let's welcome Dr. Tai.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm very happy to see you guys, especially in this kind of moment.
Yes.
And today we are talking about teaching and learning.
Yes.
So basically we are all teaching and learning.
Yes.
But what we're learning is not only in UT Austin, it also means you are learning from every peers or even the teacher doing something. But we really appreciate that you give me this opportunity for the learning and teaching as well.
Yes.
Today, I just wanted to talk about very quickly, and even I just got 5 minutes, and most of the lecturer can teach in about over 3 hours. But now, because I'm a language teacher, so I have to focus on the EMI and ESP. And so that's a difference, just like the doctor mentioned today. The I is instruction, but SP is for a specific purpose. So that's a little bit different. So because all I know, you guys have a different expertise on professional. So I think EMI is expect the student to engage on your content and the theory. And sometimes we got to have a more scope and a deep. And that is provide us some kind of, this is what we have to teach about some academic English and also your expertise. But ESP is also for like a linguistic demand. So that's a little bit different. But what is your teaching style? It could be case by case, different. And that's what we learn in the UT Austin. We do a lot of practice, and we use wear the student's shoes to see something different. And EMI is always with a lecture basis. But what we to do is we have to make a student to understand the instruction. That's a key. And I do understand. I always remember this textbook. We write it down, or I even go to buy the 10 books about this style to share with a student, because this is really good for students to learning something, and they can write down what they learn. And so I also learned something think pair. In the first day we learning from the doc, and they also tell us what is the most important is their CCQ. Let's remember you talk about what the CCQ is, a target in the question and teacher test to confirm whether the student truly understand. And this also means you got to do something, concept, communication, and question. So this is what we learn in UT Austin. And of course, and sometimes we have a mini lesson. That's why I learn in the teaching and also learning. So students have to learn how to do the warm-up and how to input the teaching style. And also we got to have a speaking practice. And like this, I will prepare some think. Make the students think about what is that and how do they do that. And then I will do some practice. And when they practice, and they will do something like to reach their goal. And I also appreciate that in UT Austin, we learn what is a SMART. And S is a specific, and M is the measurement, and A is attainable, and R is relevant, and also the timely. And then we will reach the goal. Okay. Anyway, we also learned about the Bloom taxonomy to how to review this lesson again and again. And we can from the remember to the create. I think that is always what we learn in the UT Austin. Anyway, I think we have some suggestion to create a rich lexical environment for what we learned from UT Austin. And also we learn some pedagogical impact. And we have to learn what is the cognitive, affective, and communication, and meta-cognitive. Okay, well, I think that is just like everybody say, that is a long way and long term. And we are all just like a seed under the tree. So sooner or later, everybody will become the tree. No matter you're a small tree or big tree, we are all under the UT Austin and our school support. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. And you are a big tree, Charles. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for reminding us that when we are doing EMI, we are actually bridging. We're bridging the students' understanding to the goal. We're bridging their knowledge with their current knowledge to the objectives of the course. We're bridging their communication between their peers, right? We are teachers, and we are actually bridging. And that is the key message. I thank you for reminding us. Thank you so much. And let's all become big trees as Charles. Thank you. Now let's welcome Dr. Cai Jianxiu. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I'm a small tree in the big forest. Yeah, and I feel so lucky to go to a magic journey I never think of. Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank, of course, for everybody that just everybody said, and also I would like to put a special thanks for all the classmate presentation to remind me this unforgettable journey. Yes. Yeah, and at first, I think the program at a glance, you already have that, but I would like to say, I never think that is a 2 weeks workshop. I thought it is when I was applying for it. but I never imagined that's more than that. So let's have an online class before the journey starts. And then there is a textbook after workshop, and we have a reading class. So accidentally, I walked into an EMI family. Yeah, and that is the most impressive things and the most precious things that I have, and I will be thanks a lot for all of that, because I think that's not what I will be expecting, and I think that is not a normal things for a university to have a lifelong guarantee, not only guarantee services. Yeah, so this kind of service is not normal, I think, but for normal university, everything is normal. Okay. Okay. So I walk into a very good school for this NCTU, and also, when I was in the Austin for the graduation ceremony, I first think, oh my goodness, why in 30 years ago, why I didn't apply for UT Austin? Because I went to another university in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. I think that is a loss for me, but I catch all that. Yeah, so I also visit nursing school there, try to establish constant collaboration. And anyway, I think that is translating, for me, it's translating EMI philosophy into classroom practice. As everybody had mentioned, we are a professional discipline as a nurses, but we never taught as much in teaching methods. We did have lots of teaching methods for our patients. So I really know the idea, but I just not apply the idea to my classroom students. We ask them to be a professional staff, but not teaching them in the way that we wish, we hope they can teach the clients. And that is the thing in my own reflection. I think we need to be more emphasis on student learning, not just like forcing them to become a good nurses because of nursing shortage. Okay, and told that you will have a job and with a good salary, and you need to go to our affiliate hospital because we need you. Okay, anyway. Okay, another thing is, as a professor, most of my courses is on master and doctoral level. And it comes into a new era that we don't think AI is not a good thing. We used to think AI is a cheating things. But things changing so fast. I think I'm so honored to be in UT Austin and have teachers share how to use AI as the tool. So for me, when I back to my classroom, and in this semester, I teach pathophysiology in master level, and I'm so empowered. So I use English textbook. And all the nursing students are like, oh my goodness, it's all purely English. I said, no, I had learned some magic tool from UT Austin. It doesn't matter, it's in English. It just matters. You could translate that. It's not translation only. That can help you highlight the main points. And you could put your case scenario into, and they will give you a perfect meet. The thing is, my student need to face another challenge. To organize it is not a problem. But the thing is, to articulate the PPT become the next level. So I think we could skip the basic level of one taxonomy of explaining, and we go directly to analyze, to apply. So I think that's one thing I never thought of, and thanks for UT Austin. So the thing is, for the integrated tool, and then I think the culturally mutual respect and global citizenship, that's what I learned. Yeah. It's very impressive because we went into the senator meeting in the senator hall. And the way they talk It's quite impressive. That's another lesson I learned from the culture, besides all the cultural events. Oh, and also for the bilingual insight for tissue implementation, just I thought, I use the general AI tool more, and also I put into tissue implementation. And just as I mentioned before, we have a foreign nursing undergraduate courses. So right now we try to integrate because they are from Philippines, from Indonesia, and they need to apply for Chinese national exam in order to be a nurses here in Taiwan. So it's not only, I agree with all of you, it's not only for EMI, it's a language, diverse language-based learning, and we use different strategy to helping them. So I think for reframing what I learned, I want to be more clear about what I'm delivering. I use more creative method in my teaching. And also for my micro teaching, the comparison is also in the 4G Lotus logo. So comparison is the very important things, especially for the nursing profession. And then I have a forest to help me grow. So I have all the connection for all of you. This is a very few conference I attend without a lot of healthcare professionals. It's so enjoyable. We are not talking about advanced, like precise medicine anymore, but precise learning. And thank you for all of you. That's why my reflection. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Tai. You were mentioning 4 C's in this program and 4 C's in EMI, right? Clarity, creativity, compassion, and connection. That is just wonderful. And then we're so happy to hear that you got magic tools in your toolbox so that you get empowered and start using whole English books. Yes, and you have that confidence, and you're ready to guide your students to use them. And that is just something remarkable, wonderful. And I think what Professor Tai just mentioned is that she also reminds us from how to EMI she learned. She also rethink back to why EMI in higher education institutions, right? Especially for nursing area. And then go back to what is the purpose of EMI in higher education institution, HEI, right? And then probably lead us go back to what is the purpose of HEI, right? If we are, linking that back to the source, to the core, then we get more empowered. We get more empowered because we know the job we are doing is important, is very important, right? And the revolutions that we are experiencing, it is because of your effort. It is more important, and it will bring significant impact to our next generation. So thank you so much for being with us and working together as a team for that. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tai. Thank you. Let's welcome Dr. Li Shiren. Annie. Thank you.
Hello. So happy to see my dears today. So happy. Okay, so we have been here for 3 months, but I feel like a year because the time in our scene we were so happy together, and 3 months since go back here, I am so busy.
Yes.
So when I'm seeing everyone here again, I'm so happy. So, the picture, so this is the last day, right? On Friday, the last night. The last night I almost cried because I'm going to miss you all, like I said, on that day. This is how I use. Next, right? Okay, so the memory of Jeju. I was criticized, or better term, I was commended by my classmate why you eat a lot. I think Fifi ever asked, she told me why you eat a lot. She also told me, not only that, Kevin, everyone said why I eat a lot. I also don't know why I eat a lot. I ate a lot during that period. The food is so good. Or maybe because I was so energetic. So I was so energetic because every day I talk a lot, I play a lot like a student. And I walk a lot from the dormitory to Jeju and go to class. Actually, it's my experience in my life since I graduate my high school that I spend a lot of time in the classroom like that. That's why I need more food to eat. Yes. I ate a lot. Every day, 3 meals. Okay, so it's my experience. I started my teaching journey since 2018. 2018, I forced to teach a class. It's called Economies of Southeast Asia. So at that time, I only know that it's about a course. I conduct a course in English. So, and the student, they question me that my accent is a Vietnamese English accent. So I have to change my story. I'm so sorry. You should focus on content, not my English. So if you cannot understand my English, this is your problem. Okay, so, and then gradually until 2024, so when I finished my promotion mission, I started to have more time. I started to invest in more the time for my classes. And also the first time in my life I heard the term about EMI in 2024. After 6 years, taught the class in English. So the student just asked me, I'm going like to take your class, but it's EMI. I said, what is EMI? So I started to look for the EMI term. And so lucky this year, right? I think in March or April, I got a chance. I also didn't know that why my class was also one of the best English taught class in my university. I didn't know that. So it's just by nature. So, but however, when I started to know about the term EMI, I looked for more techniques. Luckily, in my university, I have a chance to have class observation before my Austin journey. So I started to measure. Last time I was so free. I had a lot of time, so invest on time a lot to how to measure the class. But I still feel that I was not efficient because I was not trained to be the EMI teachers. So I decided that I think for me, I still have probably secret 27 years in this EMI journey. So I think invest in the proper training is very important for me. I started to apply, so I got a chance to join the Austin journey. So, but still, I have a lot of problem. I think for me, the most problem, my class is about like 70, 80. And the 70, 80 students with diversity background, 1/3 of my students come from different countries. 2/3 are Taiwanese students. And the class is very big, 80, 100 students. This year, I don't allow a lot. I manage only maximum 50 students because I needed time to interact with the student. It's very important to emphasize on quality more than quantity. Right. So I limit only 50 students this year, no more. Okay, so that is my motivation that I want to be more effective. How I find the scaffolding techniques for my class, and how to manage my big class with multi-cultures and multi-linguistic backgrounds, and how to balance between content and language. Not like the way I answer my student, you need to focus on content more than my language. Okay, so I need to balance, even though this is content course, but language is also important. Without language, you cannot deliver the content properly. Right? So I need to learn how to balance the content and language. Of course, I also need to improve my English also. Okay, so the next that, how to make the class more engagement and inclusivity because the class is so big with multi-cultures and linguistic background. So make a student engage and inclusive is very important for my class. So, and also my own teachings, right? So what I have learned, I think for me, this 1, 2, 3, 4, for what my classmates provided that's enough for me. Right, so this is, sorry, so can you make again for me? I go back, when I go back? Yeah, so I think I already sent you all, right? Because she always criticized me. I was slept in the class sometimes. But I still have everything, evidence, right? so all of this is enough for me. So, and then now I go back, I have more time. I spend time to investigate based on what I have learned. And this is very important for me. I have learned a lot. This is amazing, right? So my teaching experience that I have feedback from my classmates and also from teachers. So I learned that how to improve my time management in the class. So collaboration and peer learning, like I said, is very important. We learn from each other. We not just only learn from our teachers, also learn from each of you, right? So this picture will give you a lot of experience, right? The first time you heard about my term Shang and Sa, right? And the bird, right? This is a very important journey for us, right? So I think for me, the best to be the good teacher, that first we need to play our role as a student, right? The student, they will be, they want to stay inside the class, they are enjoy the class, they are happy, not just only from the teachers, also from the environment. Also the same, what I love the Austin journey, not just only from the teachers, from the whole team, Sony, also enjoy to be in your classmate. So the environment from teachers and classmates, both are important, right? So after the class, that, like I said, clarity, empathy. So even though we have a lot of principle, techniques, but however, this is very important, psychology. Even you learn, but how you apply to the class. Like Dr. Wu said, we learn how to read the eyes, right? Read the eyes means empathy. Right? It's very important. And also, less lecture, more interaction. Less lecture, give us more time to think, to look back, and give students more time to observe what they have learned. Right? And language awareness, right? To understand ourselves and also understand the student more. And after, and during this semester, because per semester I have about 2 EMI courses. So for me, it's 3 words, design all of my teaching materials based on what I have learned, create more interactive tasks, and develop my strategies to manage my classroom and better for time control. Thank you so much. And I love my journey, all of mentors and the classmates.
Thank you so much, Annie. Coming the last one. Thank you so much, Annie. What Annie actually reminds us is, I think that there are some key takeaways. The first thing is, when we are getting more knowledge of EMI and we understand what that is about, we build up with an awareness and also an identity that you are both a content and language teacher. But that doesn't mean that you are teaching them word by word, but you need to have that kind of awareness and understand how language are being picked up. So that it's one thing that I find it very useful. And also this morning that Professor Smith mentioned several key concepts to us, like from Krashen's work, Fo's work, and Anderson's work, that also gave us a very clear understanding of how language play as a vehicle in this EMI learning. That is the first thing. The second thing is that Annie was revisiting the class material afterward when she has some time, and also when she's preparing for the class this semester. And that also reminds us, when we are looking at students in their classrooms and it seems like that they are not working, they are not learning, but probably they are, it is not just like that, right? They have their own regulations. So yeah, being patient and having trust on students and understand that as long as this thing is useful for them and it will stay to grow, right? And when the time is right, the students always they will come back for that, and they will appreciate that more. So yes, being as a student with this journey give us a lot of room to understand what learning is about, right? With our very own experiences. So that is just valuable as it could be. Otherwise, we could misjudge the students saying that, well, it seems like they're not paying attention, right? It seems like that they are shying away from me. It must be that they're not doing the things that we are asking them to do, but probably not, right? So probably we should all be more empathized and tolerant, and also keep faith to our students and to education. Thank you so much for these wonderful insights. Thank you. And let's welcome Professor Xie Peijun to share her insights with us. Thank you.
Thanks everyone, and good morning. It's really good to see everyone again. Feel like we have a small reunion.
Yes.
And I would also like to express my gratitude to Dr. Smith and Sonia and her team. Is actually really super helpful and supportive throughout the whole journey. And since I'm the last one, I'm going to take that liberty to do a little bit eccentric presentation. I don't think I can, I'm not going to turn this like a stand-up comedy, but I just want to share more about my personal reflection through the whole journey. I feel like like some of the colleagues here, I'm very new, and I feel like super lucky during my PhD program that almost all my professors, they are great performers. Every time I went to their undergrads lecture, I feel like they are just, like a speaker at a TED Talk, symposium, something like that. So I really learned a lot of tricks from them. And later when I entered Shida, we also have this great opportunity to kind of like transform me into another stage of teacher and educator, especially with this ENI program, because for this ENI program really allow me to think more like meta-critically, like put myself behind to think how I'm going to provide more structural, more consistent teaching. So yeah, I forgot to do the next slide. Yeah, so for me, throughout these 2 weeks training, things that I feel like I learn most or more I aware that I'm about to learn something through the preparation of the micro teach. And I also found this is not just me preparing my own teaching, but also a great way to observe my colleagues too. So this is part of, I believe some of my colleagues already show, is like, we have a great cohort, like I believe teacher really is the best students, like whenever we ask them to, okay, go, like the 5 minutes teaching or 5 minutes discussion, and everyone just super engaged and super active and very energetic. So this is during my micro teach about sound class, and I was really grateful that all my colleagues got activated by me. It's like 9 in the morning or 10, so yeah, super grateful. So, and another is that I feel like this micro teach really allow me to observe. This is one of the class provided by Charlene, and I still remember, even it's like 2 months ago, that I think the class about music and emotion, yes. Yeah. So it's super impressive. So I do feel like the whole micro teach, the holistic ENI class design really allow me not just train myself, but a great opportunity to observe all these great educators. So this is really just my personal highlights. And yeah, this is like how we reflect. we get some like really harsh comments. Yeah, but like I said, and I have to admit, like the reason why I joined this program in the beginning is that I really just want to eat barbecue. So I'm glad that we can make that happen during the first week. And thank you all. It's great and wonderful to see everyone again. And thank you so much for organizing this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Xie. And thank you for reminding of good food and barbecue. Thank you. And I think that with all the sharing and the collective understanding we had together, I believe that is a great time that we hand the microphone to Michael so that he could wrap us up with what he learned from you.
Well, we have two groups, people from two groups here, right? The recent one and a few from the other group. It's difficult to have you think that the groups will be the same, and they're different every time, depending on your fields of study, your backgrounds, and it's just a reminder for you as well, your students, same age, maybe they come from the same town, but they're different, they're individuals, you know, and so it's been nice to see each of you engage in different ways with the program and get different things, you know, you were all there in the same program. Some things were similar. I heard a lot of share, pair, wait, what's the first one? Think, share, pair, thank you. Think, share, pair, a lot of that. And I'm like, think, pair, share? I'm thinking of eating pears or something, I don't know. I'm gonna take William's phrase back to the president of UT. I like the brisket barbecue big idea, big new ideas, right? Yes. That's a good one. That one will invite people. Anyway, I appreciate it. You know, on several of your slides, you had those large Post-it notes that you wrote at the end. Yes. Do you know where those are? They're on my wall in my office. I asked Jill for those, yeah. And so then I put them up on my wall. So I have them, I look at them every day. I'll take a picture and send it to you. To remind me, because again, it's one thing to teach something, but we don't know what people learn, right? Learning is the important part, not just the teaching. So it reminds us. And so for me to sit here today, so proud to sit here, I was taking pictures and things because I'm texting Emily and I'm texting everybody and letting them know, you know, what you learned. So it means a lot. You know that as a teacher to do that. So thank you for your dedication. Thank you for trusting us to teach you something, and appreciate it.
So as we're taking this opportunity to give you a piece of information that we are now recruiting for the first initial screening of our next cohort. So we have posted information online. Please take a look. And also, please talk to anybody who's interested in this. Tell them that what you learn and what to expect. And then with your recommendation letter, they can get points added. So please be generous enough in your community. And we want to, build up this family and enlarge this family, right? And we want we had your heart and soul, and we also want your eyes and ears to see that if they're a good fit, let us know, all right? That is the first thing. The second thing is that we're going to have lunch, if you could stay together outside. And then we have professional photographers, and we are inviting you to take snapshots so that probably you can use that in the future as well. So we will be having photos outside with a big display there, and then you can have a photo. All right. Again, thank you so much. This is just rewarding and just heartwarming and a lot of things. I feel so touched and so grateful. And let's make the journey continue.